now currently the CEO of Green Jeans. But there's a laboratory up here who owns about 70 to 80% of the market, and it is a market known for THC inflation. So as ethical operators, we couldn't operate in this space.
We have our patent on the use of DNA to make recommendations associated with the endocannabinoid system. Also the use of machine learning AI.
A lot of folks say, well, why did you leave those Fortune 500 positions and to come into this industry? The whys behind it are purely generational. In terms of health, my mother was a cancer survivor when I was a kid.
I like to take chances and take risks, and to go into the cannabis space, which was so new and exciting, I couldn't pass that opportunity up.
Being here in California, by 2017, watching cannabis, being on the heels of about to start recreational sales, something inside of me was like, I have to be a part of this. This is the next big thing.
Working in corporate America, and again, being able to go into different industries and organizations, learn the culture, identify a problem, and then come up with solutions. I thought it would be just the same game, new commodity. And I was kind of just shaken out of that, and quickly understood that I was going to have to spread myself and learn some new things. And advocacy was just as important as understanding the business.
So much information out there that they call it bro science if you're deep down in the weeds, but it's just anecdotal beliefs, rules of thumb, old wives' tales, whatever idiom you want to use. But because there was no consolidated public access to a lot of this information, lots of things that are not necessarily true or might be half true or have since been disproved are rampant.
I've lived in Kensington as an addict, Camden as an addict, New York as an addict, California as an addict, and so on and so forth. So this is, I'm speaking from experience as well as from book knowledge.
The Louisiana program, where I am a patient, has been a failure. We only have, as of last August, 25,000 patients in the whole program, which is 0.5% of the adult population.
Ended up in Toronto for a meeting in June of 2017 at this thing called ASTM International Committee Week. And I knew enough by the end that, when you've got major government agencies there from Health Canada, you've got folks flying in from Israel and New Zealand, and we're talking about like industry consensus standards and market relevant and all these buzzwords. I was like, I need an acronym book to understand this. In addition, and then I need the shorthand of the 140-page book for this 125-year-old process. But there's something there, and I kind of just followed it, drank the Kool-Aid, and next thing you know, I'm here running the GMP Collective.
It seems to be it's not the traditional cannabis user that's the market. They're still focused on smoking and vape, but the I always call it the shadow consumer.
I think there's 3 categories of consumers that you should look at if you're going to develop your own brand and product.
Cannabis branding and marketing is all about trust as well.
So quality assurance and food safety are the same, right? And in all industries, right? So we can learn from other industries on what we need to do.
Right.
How in the world do you market cannabis in a safe and compliant way?
When I look at this, when I see what our customers are struggling with, it's critical that they have to take a look at the entire organization to how to really reduce their costs through efficient automations.
I think that a lot of that has to do with the bootstrapping mentality. There's a lot of companies struggling, and so they may not understand that sometimes adopting new technologies in the long run actually is much more efficient and saves them money.
Everyone has a voice and a seat at the table when it comes to innovation. Qredible is quickly becoming a major disruptive force in solving the challenges.
I think there's sort of a unique role for an accountant in the cannabis industry.
You need to understand your state excise taxes, the cultivation tax, retail, marijuana retail tax. You need to understand how is your client going to be taxed. You need to understand your state seed to sale track and trace system, which is an inventory system, which is mandated by the state. It's owned by the state, that is the source of truth for the state regulators.
Well, traditionally, people that enter into the cannabis business, either are people that know how to grow the cannabis plant, maybe they're great at marketing their brand and their products, but they don't really pay enough attention to the back office, the accounting, the boring stuff, the taxes and things like that.
You know, the warning letters for claims and things like that's going to continue.
When cannabis goes from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, which I think will happen, it's only going to have two substantive impacts on the industry in terms of the legality. Number one, it'll remove 280E, which imposes onerous tax requirements on cannabis, and it'll make all of our clients more profitable, hopefully. Number two, it'll help out with the medical research aspect.
My premise is that cannabis beverages are going to be the largest category in cannabis.